Why do you choose the brands of items that you use on a regular basis? Is it because you tried them all and you just simply found the best? Or is it what you just always understood from someone else? That's the one to pick. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day 4 of Vayeshev, and Yaakov dwelt. Let's go to chapter 38 of Genesis, or Bereshit. And we read in this chapter that Yehuda has gone down to Adullam, Ahira the Adullamite, and he has taken a Canaanite wife. She has given him 3 sons, and it says, verse 6, and Yehuda took a wife for his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. But Yehuda's firstborn, was evil in the eyes of Yahweh, and Yahweh took his life. And Yehuda said to Onan, his secondborn, go into your brother's wife and marry her and raise up an heir to your brother. And Onan knew that the offspring would not be his. And it came to be, when he went into his brother's wife, that he spilled on the ground, lest he should give an offspring to his brother. But what he did displeased Yahweh, so he took his life too. Bad stuff. So of the 3 sons of Yehuda, the first 2, Yah arbitrarily, Yah himself chooses to take their lives. Why did Onan do what he did, and what was his motivation long term here? What's going on here? It comes down to a simple word: competition. And it is a qualified competition. It is selfish competition, self-serving competition. Many of you may have heard me mention that I like particular sports. I have to be careful playing board games or card games with family, because my competitive nature can get the best of me at times. And I've been known to state I hate to lose. And I do. I just do not like losing at a game. It irritates me when I'm watching one of my favorite teams play and they don't win. It bugs me. So all of us have our cross to bear, folks. All of us have our issues. And that's one I just have to be careful with. I have to keep myself in check at times. Competition, however, can be good in that we allow, as I opened up with, we can allow certain brands of items that we might use to compete. Which one is the best? Because we want to buy the best. We want to buy the best quality that we can afford. And so we find out, which food ingredient or spice or whatever that we happen to like the best. Again, it's by competition. Let the product stand on its own ability and merit. When it comes to people, competition is most often not a positive thing. And we see this spiritually played out where particular denominations will compete against each other. Certain teachers will compete against each other for YouTube attraction and viewership. These things are not righteous. They really have no kingdom merit. And the case here that we read about, Yehuda has a son who marries Tamar and goes in, and Yah sees his life is evil. Not only does he take his life, but he prevents him from fathering a second generation or another generation here. And so he dies without an heir. Now let's remember that the setting is in Canaan, as we might say. So these are Canaanitish peoples. They probably do not follow the culture of Yehuda, where A Levirate marriage is in order. One son dies, he doesn't have an heir. The next son in line goes in, takes the widow of his brother as his wife. The first child that they have together is not his heir, it is his brother's heir. So in this case, Onan would be fathering a child who would replace his brother in line for receiving inheritance, and his son, who is actually considered the heir of his brother, would receive the double portion of first sonship. If he doesn't father a child, some reason there is no ability for Tamar to conceive, then Onan stands then to receive the double portion first son inheritance from his father. So the reality is Onan would be fathering his own competition. Rather than do that, he doesn't allow the conception to fully take place, as the text here says. He spills on the ground instead. Yah sees this not only as selfish, but evil, and kills him. It gives us an understanding then of a spiritual principle, and that is that when we compete for self-promotion over those that really are more deserving, Yah not only sees it as selfish, but it's evil. If we go here to the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter number 25, this is spelled out beginning with verse 5. When brothers dwell together and one of them has died and has no son, the widow of the dead man shall not become a stranger's outside. Her husband's brother does go into her and shall take her as his wife and perform the duty of a husband's brother to her. Again, it's called a Levirate marriage. And it shall be that the firstborn son which he bears does rise up for the name of his dead brother, so that his name is not blotted out of Israel. But if the man does not desire to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go to the gate to the elders and say, my husband's brother refuses to raise up a name to his brother in Israel. He does not agree to perform the duty of my husband's brother. The elders of his city shall then call him, speak to him. He shall stand and say, I have no desire to take her. Then his brother's wife shall come to him in the presence of the elders, remove his sandal from his foot, shall spit in his face, and answer and say, thus is done to the man who does not build up his brother's house. And in Israel his name shall be called the house of him who is his sandal removed. And so it is a shameful thing, even to the place of spitting in his face. It is insulting to not build up your brother's house in Israel. Competing against other teachers, other ministries, other denominations, other congregations, against your neighbor, against your family member, always trying this one-upmanship about, I know more, I pray more, I understand better than you, I have knowledge that you don't know. If you're not building up your brother's house, it is a shameful thing. Now, some houses are not going to allow you to influence them. Some are going to reject any attempt that you may have of helping them out. And they may say, I don't want your help. In that case, well, then you've done what you can do. But here, let's just understand this principle. Spiritual competition rarely, if ever, will bear any righteous fruit. So make room for others. Pray for them. Invest in them if it's willing to be accepted. And build them up. and not tear them down. And I'll see you again tomorrow. To then, shalom.